Should you date if you broke? Which is kind of weird because most successful people are successful today, but they dated before they had anything. And now that they're up, they're telling other people they shouldn't date. Or is there an element of focus that's necessary to become successful? Is it a distraction?
I'm gonna be honest. The rumors were that he had money. He was doing my nails, he was doing my hair, he was paying for these things. Had a really nice car, he had a beautiful apartment.
When I met TK, I did not initially want to court you. We believe in courting instead of dating. Dating, you just kind of messing around, seeing what falls together, and that's when all types of other stuff happens. But courting is like we have a mission that we're actually going toward marriage. And I didn't want to court you because I knew you were the type of woman to court until I got my money right. So I wasn't in overdraft land or anything like that. But I didn't have enough to take care of too. It started to be tough, but now I'm trying to learn how to deal with double the finances going out, okay? Because now it's not just one eating, it's two eating plus when the other kids come, it's like, okay, woo.
Intimacy blinds you. The same dude that you was like, he ain't no good, I know he not my husband. Soon as you have intimate moments with him, all of a sudden he your husband. All of a sudden he's a good God-fearing man.
All of a sudden that nigga minister. This is an E-Wave production.
Period.
I was recently going through my feed on Instagram as I do, and Instagram said, you may like this. It had a clip. David Shands, yes, David Shands of the Social Proof podcast. He had a question for everyone, and it was a pretty interesting question. I'd love for y'all to check it out. We want to answer it.
All right, I got a really, really good question, and it's not even a question of mine. I've seen it on the internet, this whole back and forth about should you date if you broke, which is kind of weird because most successful people are successful today, but they dated before they had anything. And now that they're up, they're telling other people they shouldn't date. Or is there an element of focus that's necessary to become successful? Is it a distraction? I don't know. One of the driving factors is to build something amazing so that you can date better. So these trash dates that you're on right now, it's the motivation to do something better. Or do you just stay at the crib? And y'all, you save your money, you focus, you lock in, don't be distracted. You could be on your grind all day, but around Thursday evening, about 7 o'clock, you start thinking, hey, what's going on in the streets? And I'm gonna hit so-and-so who I know will pull up or let me come through. I don't know. Anyway, do you lock in and focus, or does that human engagement, the fact that you desire to have something special, like you have something to look forward to? I don't know. Sometimes you be on a little broke date and the girl inspire you or get on your nerves enough to say, you know what? I'm about to really, really grind so I can date a better caliber person. I don't know. I don't know. So what y'all think? Is there like a certain financial bracket you need to get to before you start dating, or do you live your life? I don't know. What y'all think?
I definitely want to respond to this because when I met TK, I did not initially want to court you, okay? Because we believe in courting instead of dating. Dating, you just kind of messing around, seeing what falls together, and that's when all types of other stuff happens. But courting is like we have a mission that we're actually going towards marriage. And I didn't want to court you because I knew you were the type of woman to court until I got my money right. So I remember when we were just friends and we were hanging out, unfortunately shouldn't have been, but we were hanging out and I was talking to you and I knew.
We were hanging out privately is what he
Privately,
was.
yes. Yeah. We were hanging out privately in my place and she's sitting on one side of the couch, I was sitting on the other. Yeah, and I was talking to her and I knew my non-negotiables and I'm like, boom, I think this girl could be the one. Like, I knew that just from talking to her. And I was like, but, man, she's nice looking. I know she got some brothers who probably got stuff together. They probably hollering at her. I said, man, I had a goal in my mind. I was like, by this day, I'm going to get this taken care of, and then I'm going to approach her to try to see about courting her and see if she be, good with it or whatever. Well, didn't go that route with us, unfortunately. So obviously, if you know our story, we first time intimacy happened and we had a child on the way. And so it was like, okay, I had to kick in mode of, okay, now I have to work backwards. I need to court her and
while I'm
really,
pregnant.
While you pregnant and really see if this really a match for us to stay together or, hey, congrats, bro, you got your newest child's mom.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I was like, I had to work from that standpoint. And I will tell you, during that process was tough. Okay, one way I did have my money together as far as I knew how to budget. I had went through Dave Ramsey, so I knew how to budget. I wasn't in overdraft land or anything like that, but I didn't have enough to take care of two. So it was really, it started to be tough. I had some opportunities, but now I'm trying to learn how to deal with double the finances going out, okay? Because now it's not just one eating, it's two eating plus when other kids come, it's like, okay, woo, I wasn't prepared for this, okay? And so it took me by storm. And so I think that there's not a law to this because right now we're in process of building together from nothing. I mean, we've had some times that we're not the best times financially, okay? And we still haven't made it. We're still progressing and we're going from there. But that is not the ideal situation.
Right.
It can hold you back in many forms. So I too, like Dave said, see so many of these gurus or these pastors. A lot of times I ain't seen pastors. Don't date when you broke. You don't need to be dating and all this other type of stuff. Meanwhile, they were broke.
Right.
And the first lady that they with, she took them on. I've heard of, shout out to E.T., like E.T. was talking about how his wife, she took care of everything before he became the #1 motivational speaker. You hear a lot of times these women up front seeing something, investing basically in their man, holding it down, and then they come up. So I'm going to say there is not law to this.
Yeah.
I would say it is in best circumstances. My answer to this is it is in best circumstances that yes, man, get your money together, man.
Right.
Pay off as much as your debt, if not all of your debt, before you bring on somebody. Why? Because they may have debt, okay?
Yeah.
You may be together, but she might have student loans, and now you got to take that on. Or think about when you get in there now, it's double the money to go and get the groceries, or y'all kick it off, and now y'all have a child and all that. Listen, I would say to those right now who have a clean slate, yes, get that together. Get your plan together. What is your vision? Yeah. Okay, have that all together. Be operating already in whatever that purpose is that you have. Operating in that, so now she just comes into the fold. And the reason why I'm telling you that is because I've had to deal with the other side of that, man. We kind of just scrambled and trying to pull this thing together, and it's been frustration. When they say the #1 cause for divorces is finances, I know that. Like I can, because there's been times where it was hard. My wife's a free spirit, okay, when it comes to spending, okay? It's not like she'd be crazy out there. Thank God.
I don't, actually.
Thank God that my wife is not like, I'm trying to go get a Birkin bag. I'm trying to go. She never was that. I was thankful. I'll tell y'all one time when we, one of the best things that I found out about when we had to work backwards and kind of court, was our first Valentine's Day together. And I booked this reservation at this place. It was going to be over $100-something meal. It was nice. It was intimate, everything. We got there. Food was fire, but very small portions.
Oh, tiny.
And she was
and
like,
baby girl likes to eat.
She was like, babe, I mean, thank you so much for this. But you know, I would have been cool with like 54. I said, thank you, Lord. This is my wife. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Not because I wanted 54.
54th. Hey, they got 54th Street Bar and Grill.
Back
got
then
bomb
it was really fire.
Yeah, bomb strawberry lemonade, all that, the appetizers. And so
that Rasta pasta.
I was like, man, I was kicking myself because at that time, that dinner, it stretched me a little bit, and I wanted to show you a good time. But at the same time, I was so glad that I had met somebody who was cool with, like, basically, in a way, could start out ramen noodles with me, and we could work ourselves up to the filet mignon. You understand? And so I was so grateful for that. And so I don't believe there's law to this. You just have to, I just think you're in a better position if you put yourself in a great financial position before you're out there looking for your mate. Because let me tell you, when you bring on another person, it's double the troubles that you already had. So that's what I would say on it. What's good, family? We want to pause for a quick moment. Hope you're getting tremendous value from this video, but we want to share with you, it shows that about 49% of you who are watching right now are not subscribed.
49%. Listen, y'all, it's free to subscribe. It's free to hit the notification bells. And if you keep coming back, you keep watching, that means you like the vibe. So join the family, click that notification bell, click the subscribe button. We would so totally appreciate it.
Yes, we will. Back to the show now.
I mean, I really agree, honestly. I think especially because if we're talking about dating, that we don't necessarily agree with that. We do believe in courting. So let's speak from a courting stance. If you are courting a woman and you have in mind to marry her, or you're desiring to marry her, I think you should what?
I was gonna say, just real quickly to interject, and I'm speaking more from the man's standpoint on this.
Yes.
Because the men we're the leaders of the household. And I'm not saying that a woman cannot come in making better money, but more of the financial responsibility.
We believe.
We believe, based off of the order what God has it, is that it falls more on the man. Okay. And statistics also show that most women would rather not work a job. They'd rather be at home and be nurturers. Okay. They'd rather be nurturers. They rather kind of freelance and do those things. Even though you see these women bossing up, it's a reaction to today's current climate.
Disappointment.
Or also, it's a reaction to trauma from seeing somebody else be with a man. Not, you know, they basically did nothing. He goes out, gets educated, builds all this finances up, and now he leaves her, and she don't got nothing.
But some kids.
Okay, so yeah, in most cases, again, this is gonna fall on the man, and so we're speaking particularly more onto the man's situation. But go ahead.
Yeah, no, I definitely was about to only speak about the man's situation because look, I was like, hey, you got me, and that's it. But I think if you are courting to marry someone, yes, like. We were talking about this at the purity panel that me and Namdi did. It was our first panel that we ever done together. And I was saying, you know, we like to talk about all these different things about marriage, but the ultimate goal is to do kingdom work. The ultimate goal is to like fulfill the assignment that God has for your marriage here on earth, right? That's the ultimate number one goal, not your happiness, not how big you can get a house or like, no, the ultimate goal is purpose. I hope that y'all agree with that. Purpose here on earth as a married couple. Well, one thing that can interfere with you freely being able to flow in your assignment is financial trouble. If you are so bound financially and so broke, you aren't able to make some of the moves that you can make. Go get the education that you're supposed to get. Go get it, do the course real quick so y'all can become better, whatever it is. In our case, communicators, or become better YouTubers and podcasts. Those things cost money, and you want to be able to continuously progress, and that takes resources. So I said this at the panel as well. If you can start off at the greatest starting point possible, do that. There's not a specific law, but like, hey, if you can get to like just intentionally and aggressively working at goals, and some of that is knocking off debt, some of that is getting mentally equipped to know what budgeting is, knowing what, you know what I'm saying? Like just knowing, getting used to that language, getting involved in that. And so I say, do the best that you can. And women too, like don't be frivolously just spending and not caring and getting loans, like, because that you get in the marriage and guess what? That becomes your husband's stuff too. You know, even with me, student loans and all, I brought that in. Like I didn't have a bunch of that, but I had some student loans. And so you just want to be aware, and you want to get the best starting point for your marriage to be able to operate in purpose, be able to get the gym memberships, be able to eat well. It costs money to eat well. It costs money to learn. It costs money for education. Then you end up, you know, you're going to have some kids immediately. You can't provide the best environment for them to be able to go to karate class, to be able to go to dance class, to be able to get the swim lessons, because Black people need to learn how to swim. You know, I want to get swim lessons so bad. I only know how to swim underwater, y'all. But you want to be, and this stuff costs.
It does.
It costs to go to swim lessons. Like it costs to put your kid in dance class. It costs to get them in protection classes and karate and all of that. And you want to be able to do it.
Yeah.
You want to be able to provide the best lifestyle quickly. You don't want them to only their kids are going to benefit off of your financial legacy. Like, no, we want our kids to benefit off of it. So I say, I wouldn't date debt as a man. I wouldn't date debt broke. But in most cases, some of us did and some of us do. But just make sure that, like, for instance, when I married you, although you were like, I mean, when we were dating, I know you told me like, hey, I wanted to wait, but we ended up being intimate. You got pregnant. But you weren't dead broke, and you also were financially literate. Like you knew, and you were well equipped as far as educated on what to do. So it wasn't like we were starting at ground zero. And we don't know what the heck nothing is.
Wasn't like I'm out here, my car about to get repoed, about to get kicked out.
Eviction.
Like if you in those type of situations, car about
I
to
thought
get
Namdi had
kicked out.
money. I'm gonna be honest. Listen, the rumors were that he had money, and he was taking very good. Like it he could have fooled me. He was doing my nails. He was doing my hair. I mean, not he was doing, but he was paying for these things. Had a really nice car. He had a beautiful apartment. I don't ever really remember too many conversations of like, hey, I don't know how the lights are gonna this or how the rent. I'm not sure about this month. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, although yes, we didn't start at the 6 figures, you also weren't just completely illiterate. Like you just no common sense, no education as far as finances. But so I wouldn't say there is no law, but like if you're going to court. It like leading into marriage, I think you should get a little educated financially.
Y'all need to have that conversation, man. If you're out there, you're looking for that right person, man. Ladies, don't get so tied up into how. That's why you shouldn't be having
sex, because private areas will get you down that aisle, and it wasn't supposed to be. Like he don't know nothing. Y'all broke. Y'all just because broke.
Well, just think about like if we had been doing what we doing, and you could have ended up in a situation with a dude who you didn't know. Like, I mean, I ain't got nothing. Everything about to be turned off. Unfortunately, women get so far down in the looks, and they end up getting with this dude who they think is the flyest dude and all that. And you get there and find out he don't know how to do nothing with money at all.
Yeah,
I'm telling y'all, please. In your courting season, have an in-depth conversation.
How much money do you make a year?
Money. Listen, right?
What's your credit score?
This world is ran off of capitalism. Unfortunately, it would be great to say, man, God got it, and God gonna just take care of you. Nah, I mean, He will. He gonna make sure your needs are taken care of, man. I'm gonna tell you first off, make your money. Make sure you give. I was consistently giving before I met you, and God I feel like through giving, God showed me so many favors, so many areas that I could not even explain by tithing. I'm gonna tell you that. But make sure that man knows, has he been through any program like a Dave Ramsey, or is he well equipped in that area? Open up the bank app. I'm talking about this is when y'all really feeling like this is the one.
See his habits. What are you swiping your car with?
Man, that's something that I believe one of our pastors did. He showed an example of, man, this really shows who you are. Yeah. Like this week, same $20, but different person. One, he's giving 10%, he's saving something, and then he's going to live a life. The other one, he taking the $20, and he going to get liquor, he going to get whatever. You know, he buying a bunch of video games. You just never know. Open up that app, see what she's on, see what you on. Make sure that those things align well.
And this is also why you shouldn't be intimate before, because if you are intimate, baby, you won't care about none of that.
Heck, when that thing is getting put down in you, your mind don't work. Listen, we not
your mind don't work.
Listen, we not sitting up here preaching like we perfect. Like we told y'all our flaws. We tell you because we dealt with the consequences of it. I didn't know that my life, I didn't know that she, her background and how maybe her mom's habits was that may have been on her too. Like I didn't know that. Why? Because we started laying down, and I'm just clown. I'm gone. I was like, oh God. I remember one of my leaders at that time looking at me. He looked at me. He said, "Oh," he said, "You gone. I gotta have so and so talk to you. You go. And I ain't gonna lie. I came back to him saying, hey, at that time I was gone. Yeah. Like, let me tell you, man.
No, it will blind you. Like it will literally.
Y'all be thinking
intimacy blinds you.
Let me tell you.
I said this in one of my tapping with TKs. The same dude that you was like, he ain't no good. I know he not my husband. Soon as you have intimate moments with him, all of a sudden he your husband.
Man.
All of a sudden he's a good God-fearing man.
All of a sudden that nigga minister.
All of a sudden he's a minister. All of a sudden he pray for me. He tell me to read the word. Like, but you just told before y'all had you was saying that he wasn't and you knew that he wasn't. You was about to get back in. Wait, what?
He was Islam yesterday. Now he a Christian.
Like y'all better know how blinding that thing is.
Let me tell you.
And it's supposed to be in marriage. Like that's the thing. Marriage. I think one of the things that intimacy is built for is to get when y'all arguing to bring it all back together. It's like what I was complaining about ain't really mattering no more. After you get done, you're like, well, that wasn't that bad, huh? Yeah, but when you're not married, it is a knife that will kill you.
It will.
It will destroy your future.
It will.
If you do it with the wrong person, it can really mess stuff up. So yeah,
man. So definitely not law. We believe that yes, you should get some of these financial principles. Make sure that you guys are good in that area before you start really courting. But we would love to hear, what do you think, man? What are your opinions on some of what we said, and also the question that Dave had there? Please put that in the comments below. Hey, thank you for making it to the end of this video. If you could do us a huge favor, please hit that like button and please subscribe.
Yes, and please do not forget to hit that notification bell. We need y'all to be locked in every single time we drop this fire content. Yes. Also, we need y'all to follow us on all social media platforms at the Ewables. And look, we will see y'all on the next video.